Okay, so on a Sunday afternoon at the Arun Jaitley Stadium, you're seeing England versus Afghanistan. Unlucky 13 for some, but it's the 13th match of the World Cup. And England have chosen to bowl against Afghanistan. And still no Ben Stokes. Because Stokes is yet to recover from... He had a niggle. Root had confirmed in the pre-match press conference that he still has that niggle. Which is why I think he might feature towards the later half of the tournament.
To be fair, that's when England come alive and that's when their bigger matches are. So, would kind of make sense that they keep him for them, especially when you have to remember that aside from that hip injury, which he's now having a recurrence, he's already carrying a problem in his knee. So, why would you want to risk a player like that, someone who you know can be a match winner?
Yep.
I'd say keep him out as long.
Zadran isn't playing today.
Oh, for Afghanistan?
Yeah.
Ikram Ali Khil.
Just saw that.
Ikram Ali Khil. Okay.
Yeah.
Their batting really does underwhelm a little bit.
No,
Yeah.
is he dropped or
No, he's been replaced.
He's been replaced. I mean,
So that is the situation that is there. So England are unchanged. It had to happen because see, the side is stacked with bowling, batting all-rounders, and you've got genuine power hitters all the way down till number 10. So that's why if you look at it, the England batting, Bairstow, Bairstow and Malan. Malan has been in top form. 600s I think he's got so far. And 4 I think this year.
number 3, you've got Root. At 4, you've got Harry Brook. Thereafter, you've got Josh the Boss Butler. Then you've got Liam Livingstone, Sam Curran, Chris Wokes, Adil Rashid, Mark Wood, Reece Topley. That is a very deep batting lineup.
Very deep. And remember, Bairstow hasn't gotten going this World Cup so far. If he gets going, oh boy, and with Malan in such good form.
Perfect conditions for Bairstow.
God help opponents.
Exactly. Whereas with Afghanistan, they've made one change. They've brought in Ikram Ali Khil in place of Najibullah Zadran. That's the only change they've made. Otherwise, going through their playing 11 rather quickly, you've got Gurbaz, Ibrahim Zadran, probably their best batters up top, then Remacha, Hasmatullah Shahidi, the skipper, Mohammad Nabi, the aforementioned Ikram Ali Khil, Azmatullah Omarzai, Rashid Khan, Mujibur Rahman, Naveenul Haq, and Fazal Haq Farooqi. But I just want to take a little bit of time and focus on one player. I mean, we've talked about Suryakumar Yadav a lot. And in case you're wondering why it is I'm mentioning Suryakumar Yadav, is because a parallel can be drawn between him and Rashid Khan in the sense that they are absolutely phenomenal, unplayable players in the T20I format. But in ODIs, they've yet to find their feet. Rashid more so, because if you remember, the last time England or Afghanistan played in ODI 2019, Rashid went for over 100 runs in his 10 overs.
25 sixes.
I think he didn't bowl his full
No, he bowled his full quota.
I thought it was 9 overs, 105.
Oh, either way, because I remember he really was
Morgan,
taken to the cleaners. Morgan
17,
absolutely took him.
25 sixes by the England team in that game.
17 from Captain Morgan alone.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I mean, see, although Rashid got you wickets against India, I mean, remember, he got you the wicket of maybe Ishan Kishan and also Rohit Sharma towards the fag end. But apart from that, everybody knows you just have to play out Rashid. That's it. And if you play out Rashid, the rest of the bowling lacks
and I'll go with the other one. I don't think they just look to play him out. I think they know what makes him so effective in T20 Is. Kind of works against him when it comes to ODI cricket. What is, I think, his advantage in T20I cricket? And again, I'm just speculating. I think the advantage he has is that because obviously the number of overs are less, it's impossible to play anyone out. And they also know that there's a psychological advantage you get by battering the team's best bowler. However, and so what that does is it allows you as a spinner to be more attacking. If you get hit for runs, no problem, you're only going to bowl 24 balls. Here, on the other hand, if you bowl too attacking, you need to be picking and choosing how exactly to do it. You need to be like what we say with batters when it comes to, say, assessing situations, playing the situation. You know, if you've lost 2 wickets, you can't be aggressive. Similarly, you know, if you've just come in after a 100-run stand, you can be aggressive. Same applies to bowlers, depending on what phase you're bowling in. I think Rashid has yet to figure out how to really adjust to that, let's say, you know, phase bowling when it comes to ODI cricket. T20 is no problem, he knows what he has to do. ODI is less so, he seems uncertain.
There are a lot of people who get exposed in ODIs.
Shadab Khan's another example.
Yeah, Shadab, for example. Even now, he doesn't have that mojo that is there in T20 as he's been struggling for the past 4-5 months, if I'm not wrong, with the ball. With the bat, he's delivered, Shadab.
Shadab with the bat is probably one of Pakistan's better lower order bats. But with the ball, he's been really terrible.
Yep, but England don't seem to have that problem because they can make the transition quite easily, be it their bowlers, be it their batters. I mean, look at it. Bairstow, all format big hitter. Malan is a T20I accumulator but is aggressive in ODIs.
Yeah, because the way he bats, and I think one advantage England has is they don't really look to change their style of play.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
with
they play the
Malan,
same way in all three formats.
exactly with Malan, what looks to be accumulative in
In
T20s
T20s, yeah.
will automatically look aggressive in ODIs.
Yes.
Because you're batting longer.
Because Malan, remember, for quite a couple of years, he was your number one T20I batter in the world.
Exactly, when he used to play at number 3 back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Despite that, he never got a stint in the IPL. After he did not become the number one, he got a stint in the IPL.
Exactly.
For the Punjab Kings.
I think it was
if I'm not
Punjab
mistaken.
Kings.
Yeah, but
He
Punjab
didn't play
Kings.
all the games. I guess.
Wrong franchisee to exploit his potential here. Joe Root, I think he's had 250s so far, but he's not gotten that big 100 that was expected of him. Remember, he is one of your leading white ball cricketers for England. I mean, let's make no mistake about it. So Root, big game for him. He has to deliver. Harry Brook, well, I think as we are pointing out just before the match, the one guy who makes way when Ben Stokes is fit, it's Harry Brook.
I mean, he made way from the squad, lest we forget.
Exactly. For who, if I don't remember. Who did Harry Brook come in? Jason Roy, if I'm not
Jason
mistaken.
Roy.
Yeah, it was Jason Roy.
Man.
Because if Jason
Another
Roy was fit,
controversy about it.
yeah, because Roy wasn't very happy he'd been
Yeah.
dropped for consecutive World Cups.
Yeah, 2022 and 2023.
2023.
And that's how, see, match winner in 2019.
Nowhere to be seen now.
Yeah.
In fact, not just match winner, him and Bairstow were a phenomenal partnership at the top of the order.
I remember
Scared
they
of-
decimated the Kulcha duo forever.
Oh my god, yeah.
That's when it all ended.
That's when you said, no, you can't be playing two wrist spinners and compromise your batting.
Yes.
That's when Jadeja made a belated comeback into the 11.
Yep.
Because they're like, no, you cannot be playing two wrist spinners. It's just...
Exactly. So that's why England, but look at their batting. I mean, it's a real this thing. Maybe New Zealand played phenomenal cricket.
No, New Zealand deserve all the credit in the world for the way they played that day. Because and now, especially so, you have to remember with the kind of drop-off in form of the bad start that Australia have had, suddenly the likes of England, India would be fancying their chances because you were not expecting a South Africa to be as imperious. New Zealand also, as I said, they always tend to step up when it comes to ICC tournaments. So now with Australia dropping off, and England, I always say this, they are slow starters in tournaments, particularly one as long as this. I remember even in the T20 World Cup, they were looking very shaky at one
They were
point.
on the cusp of elimination.
2019 World Cup, they were on the cusp of elimination.
See, because what happened was their game against Australia got called off. Their match against Ireland, they lost.
2019, right?
2022.
2022, the T20 World Cup.
After they lost to Ireland by 5 runs, they were on the cusp of elimination. They had to win everything. They beat New Zealand at the Gabba. They then beat Sri Lanka, which was a must-win, and they won that. And then you
World
saw what
Cups,
happened.
Mumbai Indians? World Cups, Mumbai
can?
Indians.
It's a good case for it. Yes,
Yeah,
because
it is.
I remember even in 2019, I was telling a lot of people that this England side are favourites. And I was like, no India, no Australia. And their start to the group stage was terrible. They were very hit or miss. Afghanistan, they clobbered India. But other than that, they lost to Australia. They shockingly lost to Pakistan.
They lost to Sri Lanka.
Sri
20
Lanka
runs.
also, yes.
And they got off the mark well by beating South Africa at the
Oh, to be
Oval.
fair, this is 2019. Everyone was beating South Africa.
Except Australia.
Somehow.
Except Australia. So that's why England, yes, I think you're right. They are the Mumbai Indians.
They always tend to start slow, but once they pick up pace, impossible to stop.
2015, they never started.
2019 started slow.
11 also
But
they started
that
slow.
2015 I feel was that turning point. After that, England cricket's face actually changed after they lost to Bangladesh. Suppose in 2015, then Bangladesh ended up qualifying for the quarterfinals.
Yeah, that was there, but
Yeah.
the seeds of their humiliation happened a couple of games before.
New Zealand.
At the Cape Town. 124, day-night game. The lights never came on.
Exactly.
Because New Zealand chased it on 13 overs.
Exactly.
That
Yeah, I
was
remember that game.
the ultimate low point for England.
Yeah.
And that caused them credit to them because they said, no, we need to change everything.
Yes.
And right after that, 1 year later, they made it to the final of the T20 World Cup.
Yeah.
Did they start slow in that tournament also? I can't seem to remember.
Wait, they were playing in a different group. They started well. They had a sustained good run because they beat South Africa in chasing 231. And then they kind of had a good match against the West Indies as well, beat Afghanistan as well, and also defeated New Zealand in the semi-final. They only lost because of some Phenomenal
hitting by Carlos
and
Brathwaite.
Marlon Samuels. So England in 2016 was an aberration. They actually had a sustained good run throughout the tournament.
So basically for England, if they start scratchily, it's a good sign.
Yeah.
If they don't start scratchily, they lose in the final.
Exactly. That's
Actually, if you think about it, 21 also, I think they had a very good start. Then lost out in the semi.
England. They lost to New Zealand in the semi-final.
So
And they were in a much tougher group. I mean, they beat Australia. They were the only team to beat Australia.
Correct.
They lost to South Africa just before the final, semi-final. But not enough for any of the others, not enough for them to qualify. South Africa had to win by 20 runs, but they won by 10 runs. So that's why South Africa got eliminated. But yeah, they lost to New Zealand in the semi-final. So yeah, England, look, their next couple of games are also pretty okay.
Yeah, they have this match against Bangladesh, and after this,
Afghanistan.
Oh, sorry, Afghanistan. Sorry, Bangladesh already beat.
They already beat. Then I think
they've actually their net run rate is fine now. The New Zealand win was.
I think their next match is against South Africa, if I'm not mistaken, in Mumbai. Maybe.
Oh my God, England and South Africa in Mumbai.
Yes.
Christ, be prepared for some records to be broken.
I mean, the last time they played a T20
Yeah, they are
match,
playing South Africa in Mumbai.
T20 match, they chased on 231. And England in 3 overs had raced to 50.
I remember that, yeah.
And who led the charge? Jason Roy. That was the making of Jason Roy. Actually, if you look at it in 2016, the way how he tore apart Kagiso Rabada and Kyle Abbott too.
And the thing with him is he was someone who had no problems against spin also.
Yeah.
Even now, I see this year only, if you go back and watch some of his IPL performances, he would be reverse sweeping spinners for fun and successfully connecting.
In IPL also.
Yes. So England, after losing to New Zealand, they have now bounced back with a 137-run win against Bangladesh in
That
Dharamshala.
actually corrected their net run rate significantly.
Now here they would be
par with the as far as the net run rate is.
Yeah, they
This
might.
is their third match now.
This is their third match. And remember, for Afghanistan, they have lost both their games against Bangladesh and also against India. If
And
they
big
lose this,
big losses for them.
big losses, 2 big losses. Especially Bangladesh loss will hurt them because that match they were actually dubbed as the favourites.
Yeah, I know.
Considering they had beaten Bangladesh in Bangladesh 2-1, but unfortunately.
But they'll have to really bat out of the skins today. I feel 320 should be a fighting total, not even a par total or a winning total, but a fighting total.
Somehow
because
their
of the due factor also.
their bowling doesn't inspire me confidence anymore.
Yeah, because the problem is we always talk about they're spinners. You're not getting conditions with the spinners.
Yeah.
They haven't played there yet. Their next match in Chennai might be the one game really where the spinners will come to the party, because otherwise their pace bowling is very underwhelming. And I'm sorry, I have to say this, I do not understand what wrong has Gulbuddin Naib done to be sitting out. No, because he was their most effective wicket-taking bowler.
Yes.
If you go back in recent times, Gulbuddin Naib, as a batter, yes, he gives you a few runs lower down the order, but he was one of your better bowlers. You actually are so scarce in the pace department that you had to make Naveen ul Haq, who's not played ODIs before this World Cup since 2021, make him come back, and he was clearly not very keen because he's announced his retirement from ODIs. So your pace bowling department is just not up to scratch.
Exactly.
It doesn't inspire any confidence, and on flat decks, you do not have the spinners to make the difference.
Yeah, that's why I specifically mentioned 320 would be a fighting. You'll have something to bowl at, in fact.
I don't see again, if you say that, if Shane says that their pace bowling is not up to scratch, their batting is reliant on only 2 or 3 individuals.
Gurbaz, Zadran and Shahidi after the India match.
And also Rashid.
Yeah, actually Rashid and Nabi need to be batting higher than they do right now. They really do need to be batting higher than they do.
But the 2 openers have to give them a start so that the Rashid and Nabi at least have a platform to carry forward.
Yep. So that's why I would say, but then again, if you are playing Rashid and Nabi slightly and maybe number 4 or 5, just a shock value, but then your lower order then is non-existent.
Yeah, because right now the middle order is non-existent. Rahmat Shah, I mean even Shahidi can be hit or miss. I think Azmatullah Omar Sai is an all-rounder, right? I don't understand what wrong. Again, I maintain this Gulbuddin Naib is a very puzzling case for me. He was made the captain in 2019 because of reasons.
Maybe that is why I think many people do not gel well with Naib. Maybe that is the reason why he can't get a run.
No, but he was getting. That's the funny part, Siddharth. Before this, if you go back and watch the series they were playing against Pakistan, he was probably their best pacer.
Yep. He was.
And he's not playing now. I understand politics, but you put that aside for the betterment of the team. And I'm sorry, it's not like you have, I understand, say for instance, India have a luxury that you can choose to not pick someone like a Yuzvendra Chahal in your
And a Mohammad
15.
Shami.
And a
In
Shami
11.
is not in your 11.
Correct.
You have the luxury. Afghanistan don't. If your two pacers, if the answer to your question, who are your two pacers, are Naveen ul Haq and Fazal Haq Farooqi, then you're asking the wrong question.
Yep. And imagine Naveen ul Haq and Fazal Haq Farooqi top pace about 130, 135.
And Fazal Haq
At
is
max.
only effective in the new with the new ball. Once that is gone, khatam,
Yeah.
tata, bye bye.
And
But
130
on this wicket in these conditions, I don't know if it'd
125 to
be
135 range, bowling to like some Malan, Bairstow, Root, Butler,
piece of cake for
Livingston.
them.
And by the
They're
way,
knocking for them.
and on this ground, even cutters aren't very effective.
Not
What will
at
you do
all.
with the cutter? It will bounce true and slow. Boom. Six.
And remember, dimensions are
Not
very,
very big.
small, 65 meters square.
In fact, today I'll be very surprised if you see Nabi bowl a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe when the left-handers are there. That's the extent of it.
Okay, who are the left-handers, barring Malan and
Malan,
Karan?
and Karan. That's it.
That's it. Ah.
Yeah, because Joe Root, Harry Brook, Joss Butler right-handed, Liam Livingston right-handed.
Karan
Is left-handed.
That's it. Only
And
two left-handers.
Yeah, that's it. Reece Topley, I think, bats left-handed, but he bats at number 11, so it hardly matters.
Doesn't matter. So that's why Nabi bowling kind of again. He didn't bowl much even in the game against India, if I'm not mistaken. So, but of course, India, the start that they got, any kind of spinners that you'd have gotten, it
wouldn't
have
have
made
mattered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why. Oof.
Even here, I think, see what Afghanistan are batting first. If I'm them, I don't look to be attacking early on. Because with England also, you've seen in the middle overs, they can be a
Yeah.
little dodgy. So what you need to do is see out the new ball. Don't throw away your wickets. Because I'm put it this way, if England get 2 wickets in the power play in the first 15, forget about it.
Forget about it. Yep. Indeed. So, crowd is there.
Yeah, I
mean,
was getting to
there
this
is a
only. I'm happy
decentish
that Delhi
crowd.
has been good as far as the World Cup games is concerned because people have turned out to watch on
Yeah,
a
actually, there's been a
Sunday afternoon. Yeah, Delhi, I think it's been the most filled till now.
Yeah, I think
Overall
that's
For the neutral
comparatively.
games, if you think
Yeah.
about it, yes.
South Africa, Sri Lanka witnessed good
Yeah, South
crowd.
Africa,
Yeah,
Sri Lanka had a very
yeah,
good
they
crowd in
did.
the evening.
And today also it's sort of filled, and with the as the sun goes down, it would.
Yep.
And when England with England batting also, people would.
I
turn
think
out.
people are interested with England's batting. I think they have captured the imagine. Okay,
Yeah.
they want to.
England, Australia. I think Australia, if they had to have a better start. No.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, they've started terribly.
Next game in
Aus-
Delhi, I guess, is Netherlands and Australia. I think people would
think
be
so,
turning
yeah.
out for that. also.
But again, imagine Australia, 5-time champions, sandwiched between Netherlands and Afghanistan.
I know.
Oh boy, I thought I'd seen
No,
everything
they
in
will
World
make a
Cups.
comeback. It's good for the World Cup also.
Yeah, so
Let's take a couple of comments.
Shreyansh Pudipati, Australia versus Australia, South Africa versus Australia is the only rivalry. Even Ashes is better only in England. I do
actually-
agree.
Yeah, he's right. Actually, Ashes are far more thrilling one in England. In Down Under, it's very one-sided.
Surprisingly, for those kind of wickets, England should actually be batting Australia out of the contest, but I don't sometimes. I don't know why.
Maybe you'll see more of a competition now with baseball era.
25,
They do,
26.
because they do prefer those hard, flat kind of pitches, which you get in Australia for tests. So, who knows?
25-26. That's
Yeah.
when England are going down under for that Ashes series, and
Freaking awesome, pointing out something a lot of us were. I don't think Afghanistan stand a chance on a wicket like this against England. Agreed. If this had to be the old Delhi, then I would have been one.
Yeah.
if you were to
Then they
play
would
in
have had an outside
Roshanara or
ground.
Palam, maybe that way you can get it, but it's not happening.
Like if this had to be the traditional Delhi wicket that you expect, then I would have given Afghanistan more than a fighting chance.
Yeah.
But it's not.
They need
It's
a
not.
lot of runs on
Dex
the
is
board.
saying Australia versus South Africa is a better rivalry since 1992 in all three formats.
I mean, all three formats, I agree.
They were a good rivalry until 2014, I may say, Dex. But ever since 2018, it's been heavily favored by South Africa. I
Yeah,
mean,
actually-
barring T20Is.
Australia really, I think they also have a bit of a block. I mean, you saw it this year. 2-0 up in a 5-match series, went up to lose 3-2
3-2. And also this World Cup, biggest loss ever in World Cups.
for Australia. Yes,
and
sir.
that's the reason. I mean, look, in Australia, South Africa, now the edge is with South Africa. They are getting back all the revenge of the 90s and the 2000s in a big, big way.
Oh, yeah.
Test matches, I think there isn't a rivalry as per se between Australia and South Africa. It was there for a decade. Now it's not there.
I mean,
And
it was there. I think the flashpoint you saw was 2018. Newlands.
Newlands. 2013-14 was exciting. South Africa winning from 2008 was exciting. Then Until 2006, Australia dominated. Then South Africa and Australia had a up-down kind of a situation.
2018, I remember, was very heated because I remember there was that whole thing with Rabada also, where he, just about escaped that one-match ban.
Yeah.
There was all that drama.
Although technically everybody goofed up on that. I think Rabada should have been handed a 4-match ban.
No, I was very surprised when it got overturned.
Yes.
Very surprised.
Because I think they wanted to cock a snook at the Australians in that sense. And remember, it already began very problematically with Warner and Quinton de Kock.
Yeah.
It started like that. Then there was the Rabada thing, and
Also jibes by the very distasteful jibes by the South African fans at Candice Warner.
Yeah.
and then it ends with
Sandpaper Gate.
and then that actually ensured that the last test was such a formality. It really was a formality.
492 run victory. I mean,
Madness.
Australia were down and they've remained down and they probably haven't recovered since then. Of course, they might have won the series 2-0 against South Africa and Australia, but they haven't toured there since 2018 for a reason. And now you've seen what's happened. Lost 5-0, lost 3-0, lost 2-3, whatever situation you want to look at it. I don't think there isn't any specific cricket rivalry that you can all point out to. There are some problems with some rivalries. There is some problems with certain, for example, as you said, England versus Australia is thrilling only in England. It's not a thriller in Australia.
Yeah.
India's rivalry is probably good with England, with Australia.
I would consider,
Yeah.
Test especially.
Tests and also ODIs and T20Is to a certain extent, but yeah, that's about it. I think the rivalry got a new leeway from 2011 onwards.
Yeah.
No, and I think actually what really helped with India Australia was when you went to down under and won that series for the first time.
2018, yeah. That's-
Once 18 really gave it a new dimension because till that point both teams would dominate each other at home.
Yeah.
Then 2021.
Yeah.
That 2020-21 series, Gaba Ka Ghamand.
Yes.
That also added another rivalry or another, let's say,
Dimension. to it.
dimension to it for a very, very simple reason. That was a besmirched Indian team.
Yes.
You had so many players missing with COVID, injuries, whatnot. But man alive, they somehow ended up taking that series.
And they won it despite being in the toughest COVID restricted places on earth.
Oh yeah, you'd have 2 weeks quarantine at that point, I remember.
And that too, hard quarantine, meaning you couldn't even go out and train.
Yeah.
That was how bad it was. And winning there, it's an epic feat. And
In such conditions.
freaking awesome thing. Shane rightly pointed out the other day about Rashid's bowling in ODIs. Yes, in ODI format, unless you chase a big score, batters try to play bowlers like Rashid safely. That's why he's not that effective. Correct?
And when you have up bowlers you can target in the Afghanistan side.
Exactly.
Fazal Haq Farooqi, you can target him as soon as the ball gets old. So yeah.
Yep.
That's true. I mean, and someone like, what's his name?
Nabi.
Naveen.
Naveen.
Ulhar.
Yeah.
He also is
On
not
such
someone
a
who poses a
wicket,
big
he's a
threat.
piece of cake for the England.
His kind of bowling is far
Chennai.
more impactful, not just for Chennai, T20s. Because
Yeah.
you're looking for pace and looking to hit
Yeah.
through.
Correct,
So those
correct.
changes of pace do work well.
Correct.
And ODIs is not that effective. It's
Correct,
not. It's
correct,
not.
correct.
And not from a frontline bowler.
Yep.
Matter.
And what do you think of Cummins' place in ODIs as,
As a
non-captain?
non-captain.
But again, are you going back to Smith? I doubt. Not as a full-time captain. Although I will agree that Cummins sometimes can lack a bit as a captain in ODIs. Tests, I'll not question his place at all.
Would you play him if he's not the captain of the Australian
Yes.
side? Would he be your third pacer?
Yes.
Hmm,
Because you really don't
Who
have
would
a
you
better
get
option.
in place?
there is no one else.
That's the problem.
There is Sean Abbott, but he's not set the stage on fire. with the
Abbott
ball.
inconsistent. Ellis also can be hit or miss. I know
Yeah.
he's had
I would
Ellis
consider
again
Ellis
is more of
though.
a T20.
Ellis, but I think he's right. Far better as a T20I bowler. Those cutters and everything work way better in ODIs. In
Yeah.
T20s, sorry.
I think I would persist with Nathan Ellis. He did well the ODIs in March against India, so that's why. Why Kane Williamson is so unlucky? I wish. Why?
We wish we had that answer.
I wish. India's real test, Pramod results. India's real test will come when they play England, New Zealand, and South Africa.
Exactly, the SEN countries.
Yeah,
You
the SEN countries.
You
Yeah.
already
He
demolished
already,
Australia.
yeah.
Okay. Suri, I don't think, see, that's a different issue altogether. Now, it is subjective. I'm silent on this particular point because look,
Because first off, it's hard to verify a lot of those things. I can tell you for a fact, a lot of videos doing the rounds right now are in fact fake news.
exactly. And remember, anything to do with this particular thing that you are talking about, Suri, you can easily fall into fake news.
Yeah. I've already
why.
seen many people fall for fake news in this regard, so not touching it. Shreyans, we'll take a last question before we do some score predictions, asking why is Darshan Shanaka ruled out?
Thigh injury.
Yeah.
Ruled out.
Not that it would have made much difference.
Yep. That's
Wasn't
the
like much
problem. That's the problem.
So, okay, let's quickly just say, what do you think score predictions? I think result is a 4-1 conclusion at this
Yeah.
point.
Afghanistan 250. But England winning it in double quick time. 30 overs, I think.
235.
235.
Yeah, I was going for 225.
Okay.
Our predictions are always very close.
Yeah.
Oh boy. No. Yesterday, whose prediction was
No,
close?
No, as in what we predict.
What we predict
The
to
score
be-
wise
yeah,
is close
score
because he
wise
predicted
score.
310, I predicted 325.
325.
Yeah.
Of course, Pakistan
that
dared
way.
to rule all of us very wrong.
The closest was someone who predicted 273.
Exactly.
Who predicted 273?
I think it was
No,
Saransh,
Saransh
nah.
who picked
It was
around
Saransh,
20, 30 types. But he was being very optimistic.
Optimistic.
Any reason, Sidvi sir, you're wearing orange today and you didn't wear orange yesterday?
I'm wearing orange today, first day of Navratra.
Oh, yeah,
Yesterday
day one.
it was India,
Right.
Pakistan.
I mean, then I've had to answer Suri's comments then.
Nah,
And
that's
give
correct.
him. I mean, look, he's raising a point, but we don't have anything verified at this point in time.
quite
That's
a
why
lot
we're
of
not going to
shades.
say anything about it, and that is
So
why.
Chris Woke starts off with a 5 wides, but
5 wides.
but he's getting some early zip.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So that's the situation right there. Still plenty to talk about the India-Pakistan game. We'll be doing a couple of videos on that, me and Shane. So join us for that. And tap that bell icon so you know when we go live. And don't forget to download the Sports Talk mobile app from me, Shashwat and Shane. From the S team here, it's bye-bye.
Bye-bye.